Freeze is one of the forgotten about cards in Clash Royale, so I decided to surprise all of my opponents today. Yo, what's up guys? In today's video, we're going to be playing some Graveyard Freeze on top ladder. I feel like every time I play one of these decks, I always end up having a really good time. I haven't played with Graveyard Freeze in a really long time. Honestly, barely even ever. I've never really been a Graveyard Freeze player, and I do feel like a lot of people, when they play against Graveyard now, they always expect the Poison, or just like Giant Graveyard, and stuff like that. So I feel like Freeze could really surprise my opponents and get me some nice cheeky wins. Freeze is definitely one of the most, like, sneaky cards in Clash Royale. How many times have you guys lost just, like, a random freeze, or just, like, a freeze that you didn't know about, or, like, a freeze that you knew about but couldn't really do anything, like a 1 HP Inferno Dragon, like, freezing with a Graveyard on some Skeletons, all these kind of things, or even, like, a random Hog Rider freeze. I feel like I've been destroyed by freeze so many times out of nowhere. I've definitely developed, like, a little bit of a hate. Oh, and Lumberloon freeze. We can't forget that, guys. Lumberloon freeze, man, is a widely hated deck in this game. And I feel like most of it stems around the freeze as well. All these types of decks, man, they can always just bank off of the freeze, and even on defense too. The amount of times I've had such a big push and got completely wrecked by the freeze. Okay, I can Tornado this here. Hog Rider EQ is not really the greatest matchup. I quite often see Hog Rider EQ players winning this, and winning it myself, just because I have such a hard time dealing with the Firecracker, but you can definitely win if you play perfect, I would say. The nice thing about this Graveyard Freeze deck is that all you need is one push. You can build up a very big push from the back and get a sneaky win. I think he might be in a bit of trouble, though. He has no Earthquake for defense. They always need to Earthquake your Graveyard. I'm just going to go for the Graveyard right now. I have the Evo Wizard supporting. Not really the greatest Firecracker placement. Hold up. I think I just won. Actually, maybe not. He's low on Elixir, though. I'm going to freeze right now. Beautiful freeze. He was a little bit late on the night. Wizard's going to knock that back. Bang. Okay, Wizard's still on tower? This is game over. That's tower down. That guy got completely destroyed. I'll just Phoenix here for the night, and it looks like he gave up. Good game. I'm up against Levy SG. I swear I faced this guy like 3 years ago. I think he used to be like an old top player. This guy's name really rings a bell. Looks like he has Royal Giant. I really dislike facing Royal Giant. I feel like this is one of the more toxic decks in Clash Royale, and more popular decks too. I feel like Royal Giant's really popular among, like, the semi-pros of the game. Like, not exactly pro players, but the people, like, on their way to becoming a pro player always play Royal Giant. I'm not even sure why. Even all the pro players used to play Royal Giant back in the day. Just an extremely popular deck in the top level of the game. I feel like it's a very consistent deck. I can just set up my bowler here. I do have to be careful when I play the bowlers, though, because a lot of the times, whenever they have Royal Giant and you cycle a bowler, they'll just pressure you with the Royal Giant opposite lane so they can use their Fisherman to activate the King Tower versus the bowler. Okay, he did do a bad Fisherman placement. Maybe I get a bowler shot. Beautiful bowler hit right there. Man, I feel like bowler needs a nerf. It always gets those random shots from so far away. I'm not going to NATO. I think Tornado would be overcommitment. I'll just let this go, and maybe I could go in for a Graveyard. But just going for the Tornado without applying any pressure would not be a good play. I'll Graveyard here. I do have the Valkyrie plus Evo Wizard. Bad Hunter. I'll Tornado that in. Hopefully the Valkyrie lives. It should live. What? Man, that sucks. If that Valkyrie lived, it would have killed the Royal Ghost, and I would get a ton of damage right here. But I may only get 1 to 0 Wizard shots. Yeah, that's 0 Wizard hits, man. I would have got quite a few if the Valkyrie actually survived a little bit longer. In single Elixir mainly, you're just trying to survive, not give off any King Tower activations, and then in double Elixir, you can get a bit more aggressive with your Graveyards, because they do have to RG, and you can just build up a very nice counter push. This deck isn't really like the typical Graveyard decks where you just send a lot of Graveyards. You more often have to build up your pushes in the back, make counter pushes, and stuff like that. How is everyone doing today, though? Kind of off topic, but I hope you all are doing well. I'm doing quite good today. I've actually had a very productive day, I feel like. I really like when I have those productive days. I feel like those are my favorite, when I just get everything done, you know. I even go, like, sometimes above and beyond and do more than what I needed to do. Really nice NATO right there. Hopefully that doesn't activate. It shouldn't, though, because the Fisherman's going to stun it. How the heck did that target to the tower? That was so random. It didn't hit the tower, but it was actually about to. I have the Evo Valkyrie, so I can get a bit over-aggressive. He wasted his log, though. Might be time to just... Nah, I'm going to bowler the back. Play it safe and stay true to what I told you guys earlier. Just make these big pushes, set up, don't Graveyard too often. Phoenix the back. He just lost. That was a really bad Evo RG. I can just go for my Tornado, and then I'm going to go for the Evo Valkyrie. Bad Lightning, bad Lightning. That Evo Valk should counter the RG quite nicely. I'll take maybe like 1 or 2 shots. One shot right there, but now it's time to go Evo Wizard plus Graveyard. Evo Wizard is so rough for him to kill without having a Phoenix in his deck. I can get a nice freeze down. Freeze right now. Perfect freeze! Let's go. That Bowler's going to hit. Wizard's on tower. Nice. One more shot from the Wizard. Just need to get a NATO freeze down. I can just guards on defense here. Beautiful. Gonna go for the Phoenix. Then Phoenix plus NATO will defend this. Beautiful defense. Valkyrie as well, just to be safe and get back to my freeze. And good game. Played that one very well. Pretty good example on how to play this deck in this match. We're up against my favorite Yoyo. I want to start off with the Wizard in the back, but usually you don't make the first starting play with this deck. I feel like it's not too good. I think I will, though, just for the sake of the video. I don't want to keep you guys waiting for too long. But typically, guys, I wouldn't cycle the first card no matter what. Every single card in this deck is important. Usually, as long as you survive single elixir, you're good. But a lot of the times that you lose with this deck, it's just because of the start in single elixir. All of your cards are very expensive other than, I guess, guards in Tornado. But Tornado's a spell, so you usually just want to wait for them and play reactively in single elixir. And that's kind of how you build up your nice pushes. All guards, too, just to block for the Mega Minion and Bomber. Poison, Mega Minion, Bomber. That's kind of interesting. Him having Poison does suck, though. This deck isn't too weak against Poison, though, just because you do have the Bowler for consistent damage. Lava Hound Poison? Guys, I haven't seen Lava Hound Poison in so long. When's the last time you've seen Lava Poison? I feel like I haven't seen that in, like, at least 2 years. I do have the Evo Wizard, though. I can Evo Wizard for those Skeleton Dragons. Preferably, I could kill at least one of them. Yeah, nice. That Bowler's going to get some damage. Oh, he had Barbarians. All right. I think I want to go for the Tornado plus Freeze. Freeze, and then I think I should Tornado this just for the Lava Pups. Perfect defense. I feel like Lava Hound isn't as easy as people say, just because it's very hard to get in the proper cycle to actually ever go in for a push, especially when they have Barbarians. I need to build up a really good push to probably win this game. I don't think it's a hard matchup. I just don't think it's easy. I'm so excited for CRL. I play another CRL tournament on Friday. If I do well in this tournament, like on top 1 placement, I think I secure my qualification for the World Finals, guys. So I'm really going to be practicing. I'm going to be trying very hard. Let me know if you want to see some of my practices, actually. I might do some pro player practice, so I could potentially record it and kind of show you guys an inside the mind of me when I'm practicing and trying to actually improve and study up, I guess, kind of thing. I think I'm going to go in. Nah, I can't go in. I just have to keep defending. This is the thing. You really can't go in very often. We're nearly 3 minutes in, and I still haven't played my first Graveyard. Just going to Bowler in the back. Just continuously cycling cards in the back. I could get a beautiful NATO Freeze, maybe. NATO Freeze. Wow, that was satisfying. Nice. Always great to get those satisfying freezes. I'll Phoenix as well. What's your guys' favorite card? I feel like one of my favorite cards to play with is Tornado. It's not my favorite. It's definitely Mighty Miner, but Tornado is definitely one of my favorite cards to use, but most hated cards to face. I just like how versatile it is. I can go in for a Graveyard here. I have 2 Phoenixes, an Evo Valk, and a Wizard. The Wizard should probably die, though. Yeah, I'll Tornado this. Beautiful Tornado. That Valkyrie Evo should take out everything. Great. I could have went for the freeze, but I thought it was better to just go for the Tornado and make sure I clean everything up than to just freeze everything in its tracks. I'll Phoenix the back again, just completely reset. You kind of do a lot of resets with this deck. A lot of the times, whenever you play with a deck, you're just consistently attacking, but with this deck, you're kind of resetting a lot. I might be able to go in for a Graveyard here, but I don't think I will. I'll Wizard the bridge, just keep up the tempo. It's very important to control the pace of the game with Graveyard freeze decks. Oh, it's definitely time to Graveyard now. That was a bad Lava Hound. I'm not going to freeze, though. I'm just going to let it go because I think he's going to Poison. Yeah, good thing that I didn't freeze there. Him having Poison is such like a cop-out, man. I feel like I would have won already if he didn't have Graveyard. There's been like 1 or 2 times where I've had something really good going and he just defends with a Lava Hound plus Poison because Lava Hound kind of stalls out all of my troops. Still going really well, though. I'll Valkyrie for the Skelly Drags. He may Lava right now, so I'm just going to go for a Bowler. I feel like he's going to Lava Hound right now. I'm going to predict his Lava with a Graveyard. Nice! That was really good. Bruh. Normally right there it would be game over. All guards here too. I know he has to Barbs. I can NATO freeze those Barbs. NATO freeze. Look at that freeze. Beautiful freeze. Then I can just Evo Wizard for defense. That Bowler's on tower. Nice. 1 shot. 2 shots. He's going to Lava Bridge. I can Phoenix. I'm going to Bowler first. Whoops. I meant to put that on the left. Oh no. I have to Valkyrie now. Phoenix directly on the Mega Minion, and then I can go for the defensive freeze. Okay, even though I messed up, the defensive freeze just saved me. Freeze is so good on defense. I feel like if I didn't have a freeze there, maybe I could have lost, but now I can just NATO. Freeze just stalls out for so much time that you can build up your elixir again. Let me just guards and graveyard, and that will be good game. Wait, on the right side too, right side. Easiest win of my life. I'll take it. Next match here against this Japanese player. He always plays with Royal Hogs EQ. Yup, there it is. Just going to wizard here on those Piggies. Piggies is actually a pretty interesting matchup. I always try to tell people that Graveyard Freeze is not an easy win when you're playing with Piggies, but all the Graveyard Freeze players say that it's very easy for Piggies. But let me try to prove them wrong right here. I'm going to Valkyrie. I just want to get to the Evo Valk as soon as possible. Also, I'll have the Bowler by the next time he goes for Piggies anyway. I'm going to Guards Graveyard. He has no login cycle, and you don't really have anything when they queen in the back, so I think it's good to go for that Graveyard. Yeah, some pretty decent chip damage. He got back to the log, but a nice, like, 400 or 500 damage right there. Was that 600? Yeah, that was about 600 damage. I'm happy. I do have Bowler for that queen. I'll NATO if I need to. Yeah, I'll NATO that. That was actually really, really close. That queen ability almost got onto my tower. Dude, even like a queen ability on your tower for like 2 seconds is like 1,000 damage. That's like the most scary thing in the world to have lock on your tower, barely. Let me Bowler here. And then if he goes Piggies opposite, I have the Valkyrie. Okay, guys, question. What do you think about the Ice Spirit evolution? Me, personally, I think that the Ice Spirit evolution is the most underrated thing in the entire game. And my reasoning behind it is that Ice Spirit's already broken. It's an amazing card. And then you just have an evolved version of it that just freezes everything 3 times instead of 1 time. And every deck that has the evolved Ice Spirit in it always cycles extremely quickly because they're always cycle decks that just don't have place for a different evolution like a Tesla, anything like that. I just think it's very underrated and people just expect it to be the best thing in the game. I do think it's the worst evolution in the game, but that's just because it doesn't provide any offensive value. I still think that it's an amazing evolution. It's just not as good as the other ones, but every evolution is extremely good. Because at the end of the day, every evolution is just a buff to a card, and in this case, Ice Spirit's already broken, so it's just a buffed Ice Spirit. I think it's really good, personally. But let me know what you guys think about that. And what's the most underrated card in the game as well? For me, cards and not Evos, I think the most underrated cards is Battle Healer. Battle Healer is the main reason for a lot of losses. Alright, though. I'm gonna Guards here to block for my Valkyrie and Graveyard. I could get a nice freeze down. Freeze here. Beautiful freeze. Guards blocking for the Valkyrie was really nice because now he has to defend the Valkyrie. He doesn't have anything for it, really. Ice Spirit. Come on, Wizard, Wizard, Wizard. Nice. Wizard's on tower. 2 nice hits right there. I can just Bowler. I don't want to do it all the way in the back in case he Piggies at the same time. He probably will have to switch lanes. I don't think Earthquake Cycling will cut it. Valk in the back here. I knew he was going to queen. That's why I didn't even bother going all in at the bridge. He would have just went queen plus World Delivery Log and I would get nothing. I'm going to switch up the flow here with the Graveyard. Just want to pressure opposite of the queen. I can get a nice freeze down as well. I just need to keep controlling the pace of the game. The second he gets in control of the match, it's game over for me, so I just need to keep this up. Beautiful damage on the left side as well, forcing out the delivery. I have guards for the queen. No queen ability for him. I have all of my Piggies counters in hand, Bowler, Valk, and Wizard. This is exactly why that I think it's so hard for Royal Hogs. He hasn't used a single Royal Hogs besides, like, I think the very first Royal Hogs. He hasn't played one since. It's just been impossible. I've always had a card clogging the lane, and if he wants to go opposite lane, I have a new card in cycle to clog that lane as well. I can get a nice freeze down on that, and then I'm just slowly chipping him down with Graveyard Freezes because I get inside tile spawns or Earthquake just doesn't cover the whole graveyard, stuff like that. 2 nice skeleton taps right there, and then I have Bowler, Evo Valk, and Evo Wizard. Just cycle my Bowler here. He might switch lanes, honestly. Oh, no, same lane. Okay, Evo Valk here for the Piggies, and that will be a grand total of 0 damage. Unfortunate for this man. Gonna guards. Oh, really good pre-log. I have to Phoenix. That was really, really well played by him. Like, he's not even playing bad, guys. This is what I'm saying. Another Earthquake. I'm just going to go for the Graveyard plus Evo Wizard. I don't even need to tank it because I have the freeze for the skeletons when he puts them. Okay, never mind. I'm going to freeze now. He has to Earthquake again. There go the skellies. I'm going to NATO the queen opposite lane just to pressure him with my Evo Wizard. I got a ton of damage right there. Evo Wizard, shoot. Oh, the Evo Ice Spirit saved him, Bowler Valk. That should be 0 damage again. Beautiful. Just a straight 0 damage once again. He might try to go for another Piggies. I'll Graveyard Naked, and then I have Wizard ready in case he goes Piggies. Okay, just going to Wizard, and then I'll freeze now. Beautiful freeze timing. I have NATO here. I might take 1 Piggy shot. Yeah, just 1 Piggy shot, and I'm getting a ton of graveyard damage. I'm just barely ahead. He's been earthquake cycling me, but my graveyards have been getting more damage than the earthquakes that he's been doing. I'm going to set up a bowler. I'm going to graveyard. I know he's going to try to block this. Yep, I'm going to Valkyrie, and then now I can freeze. That was really smart by me, to be honest. I'll just freeze on defense. Screw it. That was smart by me, but really smart by him as well. But thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.